Charles here, and I'm going to change my whole routine of things today. I want to tell you an event that happened years ago. Back in the 1970s, I was pastor of a wonderful church in Atlanta, and we had a tremendous English preacher to join us for a weekend, Dr. Charles David Alexander, a scholar, wonderful, wonderful man. Well, he stayed at my house with my wife and I, and we were at the breakfast table one morning, and it was a breakfast table that had a lazy Susan in the middle that rotated around. Well, Dr. Alexander was sitting across from me. It was a round table, and my wife was sitting on my left. We were having a very wonderful visit, and then a roach crawled out from under the lazy Susan, about halfway between my wife and Dr. Alexander. Well, we all drew our breath. He was there. There was no mistaking it. And my wife, bless her heart, had a napkin in her hand, and she just instinctively slammed her hand down on the roach. Well, of course, it killed it and scattered it a little bit. But then she froze. She could not lift her hand. I had to get up, come around her, take the napkin, wipe up the roach, and lift her hand off the table. Well, all that while, nobody is speaking. I got seated again. We three looked at each other and then broke into the wildest laughter I have ever been in. Dr. Alexander, in spite of his sophistication, just exploded. Well, we all three did. It was a funny time, and I remember all that till this day. But, you know, I shared with you once before that I've been kind of a poet. So I wrote a poem, and it doesn't regard us or what happened at our table, but it does describe another humorous scene. It's this. It was a fancy dinner, the company dressed up grand, and the madam of the manor held out a diamond-studded hand to all the guests who entered and were seated in the hall, where banquet tables waited between candle-lighted walls. The silver shone so brightly it nearly burnt the eyes beneath a crystal chandelier of most enormous size. A staff of well-dressed waiters served goblets of champagne. But when the toast was offered, a guest unwanted came. It was a haughty cockroach that crawled out from the lace and flaunted his brown bottom in every startled face. No ordinary fellow, not easily shooed away, for when the butler grabbed the plate on which the culprit lay, he flew onto a lady's neck to hide down in her dress. And golly whiz, what happened then is anybody's guess. A shriek that shook the chandelier and snuffed 10 candles out, drowned out the background music in a most unlady shout. Well, the madam of the manor was embarrassed beyond all words, 'cause in all the social season, nothing else like this occurred. So, the only gracious thing to do was just to swoon away and hope when she revived again, the guests would leave and say, "My, what a lovely evening. The dinner was just grand. You'll make the front page stories in the papers across the land." But that ain't the way it happened, because the papers later showed the grand dame laid out on the floor like someone knocked her cold. What else had also happened? She couldn't rightly tell, but strangely it resembled all she had heard of hell. A chair was on the table, and from the chandelier a mink stole hung like Tuesday's wash, drip drying in the air. Now, don't snicker to yourself and in yourself feel smug, 'cause the best laid dinner plans are vetoed by a bug. And you ain't no exception. A roach may come to you, and when you least expect him, he'll press right into view, in front of all creation, with his aristocratic mood, and wonder why the heck you're there fooling round his food. Well, so be it. I don't claim to be much of a poet, but sometimes it just happens. And do you know, I thank the Lord, many a wise word is spoken in jest. Wiser words are spoken in purity. And it's been the ambition of my life, since God called me to the ministry and to preach, that I have wanted to present the truth of God in the best way I can, without anyone wrongly dictating what I should preach and not preach. Now, I need direction. I need help. We all do. But when it comes to rules that deny Scripture, we cannot go there. And I dare you, pastors, if you're bending to accommodate religious rules and sacrificing truth of Scripture, you better stop it. At any rate, I wrote this book, Spirit-Empowered Theology, 300 questions and answers on Bible topics, and even about leading Bible people and current modern Christian leaders. It's information that will bless you and benefit you. Go online, visit Amazon. You'll find the book there, Spirit-Empowered Theology by Charles Curran, and I encourage you to get it. All right, I want you to have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Celebrate. Enjoy family. Enjoy your church. Enjoy the truth of God. And let heaven come down your soul to greet. And glory crown the mercy seat. All right? Bye.